there, Tundra Nation. Today on Tundra Tactical, we are time traveling through the decades to rate military recruitment ads that convinced your grandpappy, your dad, or maybe even you to join up. In this new series, we're going to declare the winner for each decade, starting with the 1970s, so sit back, grab your bell bottoms and peace signs, and let's start the show.
Scenes like these are happening all over the galaxy right now. You could be next. That is, unless you make the most important decision of your life. Prove to yourself that you have the strength and the courage to be free.
With the Vietnam War ending, the Watergate scandal, and the Army going all volunteer in 1973, the U.S. military had to learn how to recruit a generation of Americans who'd seen a host of scandals and failures. Remember, this is all in good fun, so let's line up the grooviest recruitment ads from the decade of disco.
Ha 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 ha, stay alive, stay alive. Ha 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 ha, stay alive.
Starting with the United States Air Force. Strap on in as we feel the groove and flash back to the 1970s when disco was not just in the clubs, folks. It blasted through Air Force ads too. Oh yes, my friend, I do indeed feel that hip beat. I mean, 1 minute you're watching the starry-eyed couple dancing under a disco ball, and then next, BAM! A B-52 bomber cuts that Saturday Night Fever with a dose of Cold War chills. Okay, I get it. That's a bit of juxtaposition, but let's run with it. It's the Cold War, folks. You might be planning a cozy movie date on Thursday, but come Saturday, you could be lighting up the sky with a 25 megaton lava lamp that turns Leningrad into glowing glass. How romantic.
Ernie, get it on!
Whoa, Sammy Davis Jr. comes in kind of out of nowhere. Yeah, I feel like the music in this commercial is a little bit more like Ocean's 11, maybe like a heist movie where they steal a B-52 and try to rob something like a Russian diamond mine.
We ran a pool hall scam, we stole a boat.
Did you really do these things?
Oh, it gets worse.
Well, what do you guys think? What are your final thoughts? It gives me the vibe of like, join the Air Force, where your 70s weekend plans could go from 0 to DEFCON 1 faster than you can say Disco Inferno. I guess overall I liked it. It's kind of hip for the time. It has cool action shots. It's got stuff about being part of a team. And you know that airman definitely got some. So let's go 6 out of 10. Hey, you want to know what I always give a 10 out of 10? Yep, you guessed it. That's our sponsor, CMMG. Roll that beautiful CMMG footage. Hey, if you want something that will actually run and was made to standards, then you should check out CMMG and their new Mark 47 Descent, available in 16-inch and now 12.5-inch variants. Combined with these zeroed muzzle devices that come as standard, this is truly the next step in innovation for the fans of the 7.62x39 cartridge. If that's not your style, CMMG has something for everybody, from your standard ARs to 22 conversion kits and heck, even the 5.7 Banshee. CMMG has all your needs for quality guns to fit any role. So go click the link in the description below and get yourself an upgrade today. Oh yeah, don't forget to tell them Tundra sent you. Alrighty, after soaring with the Air Force, let's crash land onto the Army's turf. So buckle up as we trade altitude for attitude in the 1970s Army recruitment drive. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. Is that Mr. Saturday Night Fever shimmying on through basic training? Holy crap, that actually is. It's John Travolta trading in his dance shoes for combat boots. I like this one already. This is not Alec Baldwin. I mean, at least he'd get the marksmanship part right. Too soon?
Now the Army starts you at $288 a month. And you may not even have to spend it. Your housing is free. And you get 30 days paid vacation a year. What are you going to do with that $288 every month? You think of something.
And what's with this soundtrack? Does it sound to anybody else like they just raided a 4th grade band class? I mean, nothing screams join the Army like a recorder solo, right? $288 in today's money, that is almost like $2,000 a month. They're throwing around cash figures like confetti at a parade.
I'm rich, biatch!
Seriously, 288 bucks in 70s cash? That's like millionaire status back then. Oh, and that lay scene? Woo! Wow. Subtlety just took a vacation, folks. I mean, they might as well have him just cashing checks in a Hawaiian shirt, sipping on a pina colada. Honestly, I'm just kind of surprised they don't have him whip out a condom.
You know how much condoms used to cost back in them days?
How much?
I don't know. We never used them.
Watch as our hero zooms off in a sports car with an interest rate that would make a loan shark blush. They're not just recruiting here, everybody. They are giving a masterclass on how to splurge your sign-on bonus 101. After all, can't get you with that re-enlistment bonus if you've been smart with your money. Overall, this ad's got the subtlety of an army band in a parade. It's a bit soft for army vibes, I guess, especially stacked next to the Air Force's flash. I'm gonna hand out a 3 out of 10 here, mostly for the bold fashion choices and that unforgettable soundtrack.
Hey, off my case, toilet face.
Now, if you ask most people which military branch has the best dress uniforms, I would say a majority would probably say the United States Marine Corps. Not being a crayon eater, I'll keep my thoughts and opinions to myself on that subject, but let's take a dive into how the USMC's 1970s ads stack up in the recruitment showdown. Oh, what in the holy hoedown is this music, Batman?
Combat arms. There's no better weapon in the world than a Marine than his rifle.
It's kind of like they cranked a John Wick gunfight into a barn dance soundtrack. If they were aiming for explosive hoedown vibes, I guess, well, mission accomplished. This soundtrack is so jarring, it's like watching Clint Eastwood do ballet. I don't know if it's got me ready to square dance or square up, so I guess the Marines must be onto something with this brain twister of a tune.
To learn, careers to build in many directions.
Then out of nowhere, we hit a funky beat and arrow transition that feels like the Air Force's ad team just hijacked the production. I mean, 1 second you're in a cowboy boot commercial, the next you're in a sci-fi flick. I mean, did I just like sit on the remote here? I'm kind of torn here, folks. The first half's hoedown got me running for a loop a little bit, snagging a shaky, and I mean shaky 5 out of 10. Could have been a solid score if not for the feeling like I stepped into a time-warping honky-tonk.
Now get up! Get on your feet!
All right, Tundra Nation, buckle up because we're about to watch the 1970s naval recruitment ad for the very first time together. And from what I hear, this one is gonna be a doozy. It's practically a sequel to Top Gun. So let's see if it lives up to the hype.
Dawn launch, Sea of Japan. The Navy. See a recruiter or call toll-free.
Woo! Wow, that narrator's voice is so deep it vibrates the popcorn right out of your bowl, if you know what I mean. And this isn't just any intro. It's like diving headfirst into a rock concert at dawn with jets instead of guitars. This commercial is not messing around at all. It's like a freaking video game intro. I absolutely love it. I mean, it sets the scene from the very first second with Dawn launch, Sea of Japan. And boy, oh, does it deliver. This isn't just a commercial, like I said earlier. It's a full-blown rock opera with aircraft carriers and fighter jets. The scene is something out of a Hollywood blockbuster. I mean, the cuts are so fast. It feels like we're in a Michael Bay directed music video before Michael Bay was even Michael Bay, with jets tearing off of aircraft carriers against a rising sun. Oh, that is just more dramatic than the final 5 minutes of Top Gun Maverick. Yeah, and just when you think it's over, another jet screams past the camera so close you'd swear you felt the breeze. The narrator, well, he drops the mic with, "The Navy, it's not just a job, it's an adventure." Honestly, if this commercial doesn't make you want to sign up and call yourself Maverick, I don't know what will.
When I'll do anything, I'll do whatever it takes to...
have to be honest, I was ready to do a bunch of tip to butt jokes during this segment, but the Navy is coming on strong here, folks. Had to do one there, couldn't resist. I'm gonna give this one a solid 9 out of 10 for making their military service look cooler than polar bears in aviators. What do you think? Did the Navy just steal the show? After the Air Force's sky-high antics and the Navy's blockbuster drama, let's wade on into the kiddie pool with the U.S. Coast Guard. Yep, it is time to give the unsung heroes who patrol the shallow end their due spotlight.
For most folks in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, it's a quiet night.
Hey, Gush, why do all these commercials start with a hootenanny? I mean, what's the Coast Guard trying to sell here? Like, sign up, get a free pager, and we promise to interrupt your special bait night? Go away. Baiting. Oh yeah, don't worry. We also offer terrible pay.
Thank you very much. Lieutenant Carr, please contact the Atlantic Strike.
But not for Lieutenant Mike Carr, National Strike Force, U.S. Coast Guard.
Right. Okay, I'm on my way.
Operations Center, U.S. Coast Guard Air Station.
You're 15,000 pounds and 6 people need to go to Milford, Connecticut.
The Coast Guard Strike Force is...
Ah, the magic of buzzwords. We've got a strike force here, not just a group or a committee. I mean, nothing gets the budget approved like something that sounds like it was jumped right out of a G.I. Joe cartoon. G.I. Joe! And knowing is half the battle.
The vital resource in the fight against one of America's most awesome enemies.
Will the Coast Guard pull a fast one and take the lead with the Miami Vice-style high-speed chase, or maybe some secret spy showdowns? Oh, or maybe some like hang on to your life vest style rescues. I honestly don't know, so let's find out who America's most awesome enemy to the Coast Guard is.
Coast Guard Strike Force is a vital resource in the fight against one of America's most awesome enemies, pollution.
Pollution? Pollution! That's one of America's greatest enemies in the 1970s? No way. No way. No. In the 1970s, America had rivers catching on fire. On fire, people. Pollution could not have been one of our biggest enemies. We were doing the polluting. Are we sure that this isn't an ad for Greenpeace? Kush, did we check that out?
Not my job anymore.
Who's doing the research on these? Steve? Good help is hard to find these days. Thanks, Steve. Love you, buddy. Hey, you gotta hand it to the Coast Guard. They aim high, even if they're just skimming the surface. I genuinely respect the effort, but I'm not sure about the execution here. So sorry, Coasties. Great job on the real waves, but this ad's gonna need a life jacket. It is sinking. 4 out of 10 for me.
Joe's right. It's up to us to stop it, because we're in the Coast Guard. And when you're here, you're family.
Now that I've roasted all of the branches pretty hard, I'm gonna go back to the Air Force one more time just to be fair. Watch as we see the Air Force's early attempt at recruiting women into the service.
You don't have to take any old job just because you're a girl.
Really?
On the aerospace team, women get jobs equal to men. Who says a woman has to settle for a routine job just because she's a woman?
You know, nothing screams modern woman like being called girl while frolicking with doves. Was this a recruitment ad or an audition for a peace-themed beauty pageant? You know, professional women really love to be called girls. Yeah, and what's with all these white doves? Is this some like early unknown John Woo student film? I mean, I half expected slow motion gunfights to start breaking out between the motivational slogans. And then there's the plot twist. They switched to women at the end. Bravo, Air Force. Bravo for navigating through that sexism like a pro. I guess we can tick off gender bias from the military's to-do list. Solving gender bias even from the military's to-do list. So hats off to the United States Air Force for almost sticking the landing. What do you guys think, Tundra Nation? Did the Air Force just pave the runway for recruiting women? Or was this just a flyby in the world of recruitment faux pas? Yeah, who's gonna take the crown for the grooviest ad of the decade? You guys tell me. Drop your comments down below and let's see which branch's recruitment game was truly the top gun of the 1970s. Oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe.